Hello, Megamaniacs. This is Mr. MegaManFan. Now, Target was a disaster today. That's Friday, March 26, 2021, for those of you watching this in the future. But today they were supposed to put the Amiibo Sanrio collaboration up for sale with online pickup orders only at 8 a.m. But trying to order it through Target's website or Target's mobile app was a complete disaster. And then when I went to Target to see if I'd have any better luck in person, they said all of their available stock had been picked up by people just walking in. And I said, not pre orders through online pickup? And they said, no, people just walked in, asked for it, we gave it to them. Nobody told us it was for pickup only. So I left Target with no Animal Crossing cards today, and none of my friends in Canada could get them either. But I didn't leave empty-handed. I decided as long as I made the trip to Target, I might as well check out this arcade 1-up Mega Man, and at least it comes in a really nice box. That's a good start. There's only 3 pieces of tape you need to cut off the top, so it's relatively easy to get into. You don't have to worry about tearing anything just to get access to it. And the unit itself seems nice. I like the blue color scheme. It matches Mega Man, and the power button on the top seems okay. I don't know why there's a micro SD card slot on the back. I don't know if that means you can dump ROMs and play them on this thing, but maybe you can. I haven't heard of anybody doing it. Perhaps Mad Little Pixel or Modern Vintage Gamer might know of some way to hack this thing. If there's a way to do it, I bet one of the two of them has figured it out. If you're thinking this looks like a 6-button Sega Genesis controller with a Mega Man decal on it, you'd be exactly right. The D-pad is kind of mushy. It's weird to have shoulder buttons on the top of a Genesis controller, but maybe they have some extra functionality. There's a wireless on and off switch, pretty sturdy, so you won't hit that by accident. And the battery cover, pretty sturdy too. You're not going to get into that easily. Unlike this bag full of instruction manuals and cords, it's nice that they included an HDMI cable and a power cable, along with the manual in both English and other languages, so pretty thorough job on the packaging. But let me just go back to that battery cover for a second. If you don't like scratching things up, you better buy 2 and keep 1 minute in the box, and that's going to be an $80 investment because these things retail for $40. They haven't been discounted in all the months that they've been available, but you are going to scratch that battery cover because you need something sturdy to pop it up. You need like a pair of pliers or something long and metallic, so you can't get into that battery compartment for the wireless controller any other way. How's the emulation on this? Well, it's not bad. As you can see, I'm playing the Cutman stage of Mega Man 1 here and doing reasonably well with these controllers, but I've got some bad news for you folks. There are only 2 buttons out of the 6 buttons on the D-pad that do anything. You have an A and a B button, you don't have a Turbo A or a Turbo B, and you might think those extra buttons are for accessing load states or save states, but they're not. There are no save states on this device. Forget about trying to pause it with the start button, saving your game, and coming back later. There is no option to do that. Silly gamer, you're thinking of the NES Classic. If you want to play Mega Man 2 that way, you can create all the save states you want, but Arcade 1-Up, they never heard of save states. What were they thinking? Oh, wow, what a concept. Wow, we've never even tried that before. Well, try it for $40, man. This thing ain't cheap. It also doesn't have any rewind or fast forward, so those 2 shoulder buttons at the top, forget about it. You don't get save states, you don't get rewinds either. There are no extra features on this compilation. It's just Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for $40 wirelessly to a dongle that's plugged into your HD TV. That's the feature. You're playing 6 classic Mega Man games wirelessly. And quite honestly, you can do that with the Mega Man Legacy Collection. You don't need Arcade 1-Up for that. And I would say the quality of the emulation is slightly better to possibly significantly better with much better controller options, because the thing that really bothers me the most about this device isn't the lack of save states or the lack of rewind and fast forward. It's trying to play classic Mega Man games with a 6-button Genesis controller. That isn't necessarily an incorrect way to play. Play it with any controller you want, but for me, I'm used to a very small NES controller. When I play the NES Classic, I'm using an NES pad or an NES wireless pad. When I'm playing it on Switch Online, I'm playing with the Nintendo Switch Online service NES style pad. You get used to that when you're playing classic Mega Man games, and then the buttons and the D-pad are so far apart on this Genesis style controller that it just feels off. You're going to have timing issues, not because of lag and not because of the emulation, but because you're used to using your thumb on the D-pad and your fingers on the buttons and then switching as you need to do special tricks. And you can't do that because everything is so spaced out. Your hands are just going to feel wrong. You can get accustomed to it, but you shouldn't have to. It's even easier with an 8-bit controller or a Switch Pro controller. Now, I will say that the dongle does have 2 USB ports on the front, so maybe there are some wireless controllers that are much smaller than this one that would be supported, but you're still going to have to turn on the unit and select games, I suspect, with the wireless controller that it comes with. So how you would access the options beyond that with a USB controller wirelessly plugged in, I can't even say. And I can't even tell you which ones would be compatible with it, because it's not like it says in the instruction manual, you can use these controllers with your Arcade 1-Up instead of the controller we bundled with it. What's really bizarre is that they could have used some of those extra 6 Genesis buttons to get you back to the main menu, but the way that you access it is by holding select for at least 5 seconds, and then it takes you back to the selection screen for Mega Man 1 through 6. And if you want to reset the emulation, you can hold the start button for about the same amount of time, and it will do the soft reboot like you just hit reset on a classic Nintendo Entertainment System. So would I recommend spending $40 on this? I've got to be honest. Unless you're a Mega Man collector, that's a hard pass. It's not that the video quality or the emulation quality is terrible or piss poor. It's actually better than a lot of similar devices that I've seen. Arcade 1-Up is reasonably solid in quality, especially compared to some of the AtGames devices that I've bought over the years. Although, according to Mad Little Pixel, AtGames has gotten a lot better lately, so perhaps it's time to give them a second look. But a lot of their early products outside of the Atari 2600 versions that they had put out were really bad. So to see if they've come up to scale on NES or arcade would be quite a surprise. But the Pac-Man collection that I tried from AtGames was just awful. It was no good, and I would never recommend that to anybody. So I can at least say with a reasonable amount of certainty that if you've never played Mega Man before and you played it on this Arcade 1-Up device, you would not walk away hating Mega Man. But if you're experienced with Mega Man, you would definitely prefer to play it on a Legacy collection or original hardware or one of the collections that they made for PS2 or Xbox. They would be a much better way to do this. This is an entry point, and a rather expensive entry point at $40, when I'm pretty sure that if you already own a Switch, you can get the Legacy Collection for $20 or less at about any retailer you go to. Walmart, Target, Best Buy. It's not exclusive to any store, unlike those stupid Sanrio Animal Crossing cards, which were exclusive to Target and can't be found anywhere else, and can't even be found at Target. So we're bookending this video with the same rant I started off with, but for $40, you should get more features. You should get save state, rewind, fast forward. You should get more games than just 1 through 6. $40 is a big ask, so in my view, this is for collectors only. I'm Mr. MegaManFan. This is the Arcade 1-Up Mega Man Wireless, and as always, thank you for watching. If you appreciate the content on this channel, you can subscribe to get more. You can watch another video that gets our hours up. You can like the video, you can comment on it. The engagement is always good for our metrics, and hopefully I'll see you back here again in the future. Bye for now.